top 10 in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, your Minnesota RollerGirls All-Stars. Number 172, Bombs Over Bacon. Number 1016, Buzz Tight Rear. Number 40, Crust Almighty. And number 1837, Diamond Rough. Number 28, Dreidel Robber. Number 2, Freeze, baby. Number 1764, Madame de Stampador. Number 626, Messy Jiggler. Number 850, Moto Floozy. Number 711, Overachiever. Number 113, Rita Rockus. 5 o'clock, it's time for Salvador Barali. Number 74, Scalateral Damage. And number 667, Smoka Hunters. Your Minnesota RollerGirls All-Stars. The Minnesota RollerGirls All-Stars are coached by Anti-Gravity and bench coached by their captain, Medusa. Minnesota has taken the line early, taken the pivot line, the jammer line way back here. The blockers can start anywhere between that front line, that is called the pivot line, and the back line, which is called the jammer line. 7-11, that's Overachiever, will be jamming for the Minnesota RollerGirls. She's gone up against number 333, Left for Deadwoods from Old Capital City. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, let's get ready to derby! In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the jam begins. Nobody's going anywhere just yet. Bit of a rugby scrum as they're trying to get through. The first jammer that gets through cleanly ends up becoming lead jammer, who can call off the jam at any time. Both jammers can score points as soon as they make it through their first time. And your first one, Overachiever, lead jammer for Minnesota. And we have the first penalty on Old Cap.
Headed to the box is batter up.
Oh, and Left for Deadwoods has a track cut penalty. She's going to take a seat. If a player ends up passing a player out of bounds, that means they are guilty of a track cut, and they have to spend a minute in the box. So this is certainly not how they want to start out. 4 points for Minnesota, 0 for Old Cap. On the line right now, number 172, Bombs Over Bacon for Minnesota. And they also have a full blocker advantage, 4 blockers to only 3 for Old Cap. Only 2 for Old Cap.
They're also on a power jam as Old Capital City RollerGirls has Left for Deadwoods in the box.
Bombs Over Bacon cuts on through, picks up 5 points. That's a grand slam. You get an additional point for lapping the jammer. And when Left for Deadwoods in the box, that's what she's going to do each and every time she passes an opposing skater.
Getting through on the inside line, she picks up another 5 points.
In addition, you only have to pass the rearmost opposing skater to earn all the points for all the jammers for all the skaters in the box. Those are called ghost points. Boom, one more time, another grand slam, another 5 big roller derby points for Bombs Over Bacon. Big smile on her face. Minnesota's off to a very early start here. Left for Deadwoods made it through. Referee is signaling she is not the lead jammer. 3 more points scored by Bombs Over Bacon that time, bringing Minnesota up to 19.
It's a strong lead coming out the second jam.
Now each of these jams can last for up to 2 full minutes. The player that gets lead jammer, if there is one, ends up being able to call off the jam. You'll notice that if she puts her hands on her hips repeatedly. Freeze Baby now jamming for Minnesota, trying to get through, getting caught up a little bit at the front.
Crusha Bones making her way through the back.
How rude.
Crusha Bones takes lead jammer.
And that's the end of that jam. 1 point scored by Old Cap. Old Cap on the board. 26-16 to go in the first half. We can give Old Capital some props for getting 1 point, right? 1 point. They're on the board. That's fantastic.
1 point. Come on. You can cheer for that.
These days. All right, the outlaw Jesse Payne, number 45s. She's going up against number 28. That is Dreidel Robert for Minnesota. Both of them tighten up, moving through. Getting a little taut up there for the front. Get by one, only one to go. Takes it, oh! But just at the last second, Dreidel Robert makes it through. Outlaw Jesse Payne is your lead jammer. So she decides to call it off, and that's why it's so important to get lead jammer status so you can call it off if the other jammer gets out in front of you. 0-0, a double goose egg there for both teams.
That was some strong strategy on the part of Jesse Payne to call it off before the other jammer got up to the blockers, the pack.
Absolutely. We got Salvador Brawley on the line for Minnesota.
And Ophelia Fracture jamming for the first time tonight from the Old Capital City Rollers.
Just push the inside, they push the outside, trying to get past Crust Almighty, who's doing a great one-woman blocking army job. Oh, Old Capital City lead jammer! Old Cap doing a great job of defense here, holding back Salvador Brawley. Oh, another nice hit. Almost taken out their referee, Matt Cowgirl. And there you just saw the 20-foot rule coming into effect. You cannot engage the jammer when you are more than 20 feet away from the rest of the pack. And this is exactly what Old Capital City needs right now as Salvador Brawley for Minnesota takes a seat in the penalty box. Ophelia Fracture is going to score up for up to 1 full minute unfettered. Old Cap has held back the rest of the pack, thus making Minnesota let her through. That's another grand slam, another 5 points.
Nobody do it this time. Be the bomb, that's right. Looking on the page trying to get me, sit with me. Yo, it ain't shit to me. I'm a party till I see the sunrise.
And Minnesota is certainly making her work for it as Old Cap is trying to isolate the rest of Minnesota's block. Oh!
Ophelia Fracture going to the box for a track cut there.
No, she is not. She thought she was. Actually, it looks like that was an out-of-play penalty called on Bombs Over Bacon, so she is going to take a seat. That's another 5 points for Old Capital City. One more trying to pass through here. Old Capital City slowing it down. Bacon makes it through, did not get any more points, but Old Capital City comes with a massive 15-point jam there. 15-22 now. 16. No, look at that. 16. I can't see anything. 16-22, so it is a 6-point game. Minnesota still in the lead. 22-42 to go in the first half. Left for Edwards on the line right now, up against Freeze Baby for Minnesota. For those of you watching at home on tv.mnrollergirls.com, Minnesota, of course, is in the green and blue, or Army and Aqua. As Old Cap takes it, Old Capital City is in the white, red, and black.
That's Left for Edwards, your lead jammer right now.
Left for Edwards, really kind of the name everybody knows from Old Capital City. Really kind of one of the standout players, as well as kind of the most well-known out in the Derby community.
She has a blog that she writes about roller derby quite a bit on.
Freeze Baby has also made it through. She is being signaled that she is not the lead jammer. Left for Deadwards cuts through, calls it off, and picks up 3 more points.
That closes the gap to a 1-point spread.
Oh boy. No, ladies and gentlemen, you know what that is? That's a lead change. Everybody take a drink. 24-22, Old Cap leads by 2 points. Looks like Batter Up, who's making her first jamming appearance tonight. Up against Ova Chiva.
Batter Up takes lead, jammer.
Batter Up now just having to get past Diamond Rough. And does. Diamond Rough having to let her go through. 5 points. That's a grand slam for Old Cap. Old Capital City adding to the lead. Ova Achieva has finally made her way through the pack. Ooh, Batter Up taking a tumble there. Did she call it off in time? She did. 0 points scored by Minnesota. Old Cap increasing their lead. Minnesota stands at 22. Old Capital City 32. 10-point game.
Crush a Bone stepping up to the line against Madame de Stompador.
That's a Doctor Who joke, Madame de Stompador is.
Any nerds in the audience? Get that Doctor Who reference?
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, good. I know he's wearing the t-shirt.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes.
That's Wayne McCarty right there. Fantastic Swarm fan. As Madame de Stompador is your lead jammer. And can now start scoring points. Crush Your Bones being just knocked around like a pachinko ball out there. Oh, and is lapped by Madame de Stompador. 5 big roller derby points. Salvador Brawley dropping back, trying to come through, trying to get a better idea of where to try to get through that pack. Looking for a chink in the armor. And Stompy just makes one. Stompy ran that blockade like she was the 10-4. 5 more points. That was a Star Wars reference there. We already did the Doctor Who, so we're going to do Star Wars now.
You know, crowd, you're allowed to cheer really loud when your team scores points. Just so you know.
Gets beat out, left for Deadwards, stops finally the bleeding there. But Stompy brought it up to within 2 points. Oh no, Minnesota does take the lead, taking 2 points lead, 34-32, so it is another lead change. Messy Jiggler on the line, kind of skating back and forth. Messy from Fargo, North Dakota, but she skates from Minnesota now, so she's all right. Old Cap now up to full strength. Messy takes it through and is lead jammer, but is followed very closely behind by number 99. That is Triple Disaster for Old Capital City, who ends up taking the lead. And forces Messy Jiggler to call off the jam. Dreidel Robber now in the jamming position for Minnesota, up against left for Deadwards for Old Capital City.
Your Minnesota RollerGirls are leading 34-32. Put your hands together, people. That's pretty exciting.
And busts on through, dreidel robber, lead jammer, Minnesota. And a 1-2 punch from Diamond Ruff, and then Ova Achieva slows down left for Deadworth, but she does make it through. Four more points for Minnesota, adding to that short Minnesota lead right now. But you've seen just how quickly things can change here. Bombs over Bacon, fresh from her fantastic jamming job early in the game, is jamming again. She's up against Batter Up for Old Cap. Now you're going to see the packs lining up on the pivot line instead of the jam line.
Some big hits by Manta Ray.
Oh, big one there.
Ooh.
Batter Up. Trying to knock out Minnesota blockers, trying to get through. Oh, she spins around. Oh, but goes down, but not before she grabs lead jammer status. Gets right back up again. A nice little spin, bit of an eagle on the inside. Very, very dangerous, especially if you might get that track cut penalty if she manages to stick it through. Track cut penalty on Trust Almighty number 40 is going to take a seat for Minnesota. That gives Old Cap the blocker advantage right now.
This is Barrett's first game back this season, and so she's been excited to play. She's really she's been hankering for this. Nice to see her in the lead.
Knocked way out there. Bombs over Bacon, gets right back up again and looks for a new way to get through. And Batter makes it through, and that's another 5 points, another grand slam for Iowa. Bombs over Bacon has made her initial pass now. Nice big hit there by Buzz Tightrear, knocking her out, picking up 2 more points. And once again, Old Capital City is in the lead. Minnesota is at 38, Old Cap at 44. That's a 6-point lead. 14 minutes, 2 seconds remaining in the first half. That also means 14 minutes to get yourself a delicious frosted barley pop or other adult beverage before they shut it down.
This has been quite the back and forth game. It's fun to watch.
And Old Cap is really smarting from their loss last week, 2 weeks ago, to Bleeding Heartland at the Beef Cup tournament in Bloomington, Indiana. And they really want to make this impression. They want to get out here and kind of get that rust off them and get into it again. So they're trying to get one of those top 40 slots. They're trying to get into the WFTDA championships. They're trying to get into a regional tournament first. But after a big loss like last week, you really think that they have a lot to prove. They're going to lay it out on the track tonight.
Absolutely. Yeah, that was kind of a devastating loss for us last weekend. So we're excited to be here and having a nice back and forth game.
Janet Jam is on the line for the Old Capital City RollerGirls up against Ova Achieva for Minnesota. And a bit of a rugby scum trying to get through. Almost trying to force a cut. Janet Jam is on up at the front. Has 2 more to beat. 3 more as Minnesota recycles the front wall. Oh! Manages to take care of it as Ova Achieva Overachieves and gets lead jammer status for Minnesota. Corner penalty on Diamond Ruff, so she will take a seat. That's a big, devastating loss to Minnesota's defensive capability right there for the next minute. And Ova calls it off. 0 points, just in under the wire. 3 more for Minnesota. Your Minnesota RollerGirls will be playing in 3 weeks, just down the hall at the legendary Roy Wilkins Auditorium. Tickets start at $13. We'd love to see you there as we have another doubleheader as the home teams take each other on. The Atomic Bomb Shells will take on last year's champions, the Dagger Dolls, and the Rockets will take on the Garda Belts. Oh, there we go. Madame de Stompador. This is a brand new all-star team this year. Tryouts were just a few weeks ago. And we can only take 14 skaters to each game. So a lot of these younger skaters really trying to show the coach and the captains what they've got. They want to be rostered this year. And Madame de Stompador takes a seat as Outlaw Jessie Payne scores 4 points.
I believe that was a track cut.
I think she wasn't quite sure who knocked her out. And Old Cap did a great job of kind of obfuscating that. Confusing the jammer is a great way to force a cut like that. Jessie Payne gets pushed back, has to retreat way back there behind the skater who knocked her out, or she's going to be taking a seat as well. Ooh, collateral damage, has to take a seat, and she is not happy about that. And that'll be the end of that jam. 5 more points scored by Old Capital City, increasing their lead. Minnesota now stands 44, Old Capital City 54. What do you want?
Put your hands together for Freeze, baby. Stepping up to the line. That's your Minnesota jammer.
But your lead jammer is number 911, Ophelia Fracture from Old Capital City. Freeze Baby's made it through. Now remember, you don't score points on your first run through the pack. Only when you've made it through and been crowned lead jammer or not can you start scoring points. 4 more points for Old Capital City, bringing them up to 58. So that is an 11-point lead right now for Old Capital City over Minnesota.
Ophelia Fracture did a nice job of getting through and then calling it off right away when she'd gotten those first 4 points. That's what you call it, hit it and quit it in the roller derby world.
All right, we have a bit of an official timeout right now. The head ref Spike is talking to the statisticians, making sure that everything is hunky-dory. We sure hope that you will all join us. Well, all of you that are over 21 will join us at the after party tonight at Camp Bar, located at 490 North Robert Street, right next to Sawat D in beautiful downtown St. Paul. There will be dancing until dawn. Well, until 2 a.m. at least when the bars close. We'd also like to thank our brunch sponsor tomorrow, the Chatterbox Pub. in Highland Park, St. Paul, between 10 a.m. and noon tomorrow. If you'd like to come out and meet some of these skaters and have a very delicious brunch, come on down to the Chatterbox Pub, located at Ford Parkway in Cleveland, in beautiful Highland neighborhood of St. Paul.
Saturday night hanging out the moonlight. What was meant to be 1 drink turned into 2, 3, 4, 5.
Leopard Edwards getting knocked up and out of the back there. Some great rear wall work by Minnesota. Makes it through Ova Chiva, lead jammer for Minnesota. Leopard Edwards trying to now get through those last Minnesota blockers who've actually stayed with her the whole way through. Little confusion on the track there as to who is calling what penalty. Ova Chiva calling off the jam. Looks like that's a Minnesota penalty multiplayer block. You can touch hands, you can touch arms, you can link legs, but you can't grab onto another player. That is a multiplayer block and is illegal and will send you to the box.
Yep, no grabbing, no linking. You cannot link arms or grab arms. You can touch, push.
Folks, I think wrestling may not be in the 2020 Olympics, but it's right here in the front row with these two gentlemen being separated. Oh boy. That is no lead jam, Minnesota. No lead jam. Just because you're the first one through does not mean you're going to be the lead jammer. Animal Mother, who is the captain of Old Capital City, is going to take a seat. Still an opportunity for Ophelia Fracture to become lead jammer here. It's not the first player to get through, it's the first player to get through cleanly. Calls it off. And actually, I just totally missed that whole thing, so that's all right. All right, Fast Freeze Baby on the line for your Minnesota RollerGirls. Up against number 20, Crush Your Bones for Old Cap. Kind of a very light pack here right now. Only 3 blockers for each team. Crush Your Bones makes it through lead jammer, Old Capital City. Lead jammer, Iowa. You might not know it, but Iowa is actually kind of a hotbed for roller derby. There's, I believe, 11 different leagues, 3 WFTDA leagues.
That's true.
While in Minnesota, who has about twice as many people, we have about, I think, 8 leagues and 4 WFTDA leagues. Minnesota RollerGirls, the North Star RollerGirls, the Harbor City RollerGirls, and Babe City, which is up in Bemidji, of all places. Babe City, of course, named after Babe the Blue Ox.
Yeah, it's been pretty exciting to watch roller derby grow in Iowa. I've been around the roller derby scene since about 2007 when we had our first team start. It's just exploded, so it's been really neat to watch. Triple Disaster taking lead jammer.
Big smile on her face. She made it through that Minnesota line and now starts scoring points. Oh!
Big hit by Batter Up.
Sometimes I feel sitting on trains. Every step I get to, I'm clicking again. Everyone's a winner, I'm making our fame. Bonafide hustler, making my name. Sometimes I feel sitting on trains. Every step I get to, I'm clicking again. Everyone's a winner, I'm making our fame. Bonafide hustler, making my name.
5 more points for Old Capital City. 5 more points for Iowa.
Outlaw Jesse Payne's headed to the naughty box.
Triple Disaster trying to get through that Minnesota wall up at the front. in the midst of things. Dreidel Robber now trying to get through as well. Has to re-enter at the back of the pack. Oh, and a hop, skip, and a jump later. Dreidel Robber does make it through, but scores 0 points. As Triple Disaster scores 5 to add to Old Capital City's lead. Old Capital City is now at 77, Minnesota at 53 with 3 minutes, 3 seconds remaining in this first half. At halftime, you're going to see a little Queen of the Rink action as skaters from all 4 of Minnesota RollerGirls home teams going to come out here and play. Crust Almighty getting a little stuck up there. Tries to jump, tries to tightrope walk along the outside. Does not work exactly for her. It's tangled up a bit and has to re-enter. Back of the pack. Left for Deadwards, gets spun around. Re-enters. Pulls an eagle. Tries to get past Buzz Tightrear now. Now she's stuck. The death glare from Buzz Tightrear. Skating backwards, staring directly into Left for Deadwards' eyes, saying, "You shall not pass."
You know, they give really evil looks on the track, but really at the after party, everybody turns into great friends.
They'll be friends.
They'll be
nice.
buddies later. Right now it's war.
Left for Deadwards becomes your lead jammer. As Buzz Tightrear has to let her go. Break that 20-foot rule. Crust Almighty has also now made it through and starts scoring points. Crush Your Bones taking a seat in the penalty box.
Left for Deadwards calls off the jam.
4 more points. There's that Deadwards replay right up there. Trying to re-enter on the side. Cuts around the outside and gets past Buzz, or tries to get past Buzz. That's where Buzz was really forcing her back. Nice moves. And we have a timeout, ladies and gentlemen. Timeout. You can also see the Minnesota RollerGirls All-Stars take on the Texas RollerGirls, known as the Texecutioners. That'll be March 23rd at the Roy Wilkins Auditorium, just down the hall. Check out more information at mnrollergirls.com for tickets, for parking, for all sorts of stuff.
I want to know who has not seen roller derby before tonight. Raise your hand.
This one right here, this one right here, this one right here.
Are you guys loving it? Are you gonna come back?
This kid right here, look at this kid. He has a tattoo. This guy is tough.
Well, your mom is really
Are you
cool.
a merchant marine, sir? Because you look, whoa. All right, I'm not gonna mess with this guy. Back to the direction on the track. Old Capital City lead jammer.
Batter up.
As Breeze Baby gets through and pours on the speed.
Eyeballs floating wet green grass. I've got a chainsaw motor that's filled with rain. But when it sings like rock, the eyes all bulging when the pink sun drops the eye.
Picking up 1 point there for the Old Capital City RollerGirls. Batter up, calls it off before Minnesota can get any points.
Smart move. I mean, you can see that this is, I mean, it's the same skaters, but it's a different team from last week. Last week in Bloomington, they were not looking good.
Absolutely.
It took them, I believe, 15 minutes to score their first points But right now, Old Cap, after getting an initial 20-point deficit, has really just poured it on. They now lead by, what's that? That's 28 points. They're at 81 to 53. There's 23.5 seconds left in the period. No, I lied. We're going to call that. That's the halftime.
All right.
That's ridiculous, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so what we have next. God, who is your stylist?
Carrot
That's fantastic. Top. Look at that. Look at that hair. Look at that hair.
Yeah,
and
this is Carrot Top's brother and cousin. Actually.
Carrot Top. All right. I bet you have tickets to Lux. Oh, he doesn't like Carrot Top.
Not like that at all.
Just like the rest of the world does not like Carrot Top. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Did he just like wave his stomach at me?
I think so.
I don't know. That's really weird.
I think he's trying to intimidate you.
It's 2013. I don't judge. I judge all the time. All the time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a little Queen of the Rink coming up. As we'd like to welcome skaters from the 4 Minnesota RollerGirls home teams coming out here. In pink, we have the Dagger Dolls. In orange, the Atomic Bombshells. In red, the Rockets. And in green, the Garda Belts. Ready to rock it out? So what is going to happen? Oh no, we don't have a whistle. Oh, what are we going to do? All right, so what is going to happen? Oh, we do have a whistle. All right, fantastic, gentlemen.
Way to come prepared.
Exactly.
That guy's like
what we're going to
MacGyver.
do, when the whistle blows, they're going to start skating around in a counterclockwise direction, or anti-clockwise if you're from Britain. They're going to try and knock each other inside or outside of these bright green lines, or knock them down to the ground. If they go down to the ground or are knocked out, that means they are out of the game. We're going to do 3 rounds, and the eventual winner gets not only a fantastic Surly shirt, but a 4-pack of Surly beer. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, they're playing for beer. All right, gentlemen, let's blow some whistles here. And we're on. Bernasty just stays in. Oh, Bernasty's out. Oh, I totally thought she had it. Olga Oglethorpe as well.
Make sure you're placing your bets with your neighbors right now during this.
Hey, please, no wagering. This is Minnesota. It's the state of no fun. Oh, I'm sorry. Angel Fire is out, as is Roller Cat.
Good game, ladies.
Norwegian Mafia out as well.
Oh, it's anyone's game.
6 skaters left, 3 in 3 packs. Oh, Scootaloo is down and out.
It's like Survivor.
I would kill for that market share. Oh, secondhand smoke ramming right into right into Harmony Killebrews. Oh, Betsy Rexy is out. So the Rockets are the first team to be out. No, actually, it's not true. I forgot. Goodness gracious. Still out there is Harmony Killebrews, who is an all-star, but normally skates in red. First team out is the Dagger Dolls, as Hannibal Lecter is down. 3 left. Secondhand Smoke, Lexicutor, and Harmony Killebrews. Oh! Lexicutor goes down.
Oh, no.
So now, Secondhand Smoke versus Harmony Killebrews. 2 of the best skaters on the Minnesota RollerGirls right here.
Do these are they playing legal rules or prison rules?
I think kind of state prison rules. I don't want to say federal prison rules. Oh! Your first winner in the first round, that is Secondhand Smoke. All right, we're going to start here, round 2. Yeah. 3. She's like, oh, yeah, we're gonna do another one. All right, 3.
So she doesn't get the beer?
Oh, well, maybe. It depends. We'll see. She can win another round. Oh, Betsy Rexy first out this time. Oh, no, it's Bernasty, pardon me. Also, Roller Cat is out. Oh, that time Betsy Rexy's out.
When we first came here, we were cold and we were clear.
I think since she won the first round, she should be able to call it off at any point.
I think those might be Iowa rules. We're on the other end of 35 here. Oh, Olga Oglethorpe knocks out Norwegian Mafia. Oh, Angel Fire takes out Harmony Killer Bros. So now we have no rockets, 2 Gardas, 1 each of the Dagger Dolls and the Atomic Bombshells. Oh, she manages to stay in. Fantastic skating by Secondhand Smoke, number 9. Nice push and oh, stays in as well. Fantastic moves by Angel Fire. Oh boy.
These girls really like beer. They're playing really hard.
That's right. Great. Olga Oglethorpe was one of the first ones out last time, but she stays in. Oh, Angel Fire out.
I think the 2 gals in green should form an alliance.
Oh! Lexecutor and Olga are the last 2 skaters out there. Two very different styles of skating now out on the track. Lexecutor, very fast, very fervent, very skillful, jumping around. Olga Oglethorpe will bash you. She'll run into you at a very high rate of speed and you won't know what hit ya. Oh boy. Trying to push her. No, it doesn't work. Oh, stays in Olga Oglethorpe. All right, fantastic. Lexi gives her what's up. Let's go.
And don't forget, these are prison rules, so you can throw elbows, close.
Oh! Olga Oglethorpe is your winner of the second round. Let's see who can take it. If either Olga or Smoke takes this round, they are the winner. Otherwise, we're going to have to put it to fan vote. Third round, here we go. Roller Cat already out. Sorry, Roller Cat. Oh! Cannonball takes out Betsy Rexy, but goes out herself. The sacrifice. Oh, Scootaloo gets the FU to Norwegian Mafia. Lexecutor manages to tip top on her toe stops. Oh! And Angel Fire is down and out. Fantastic skating from secondhand Smoke there. Just getting knocked around by Harmony Killebrews.
I'm rooting for Olga.
I'm rooting for roller derby and beer. Oh! Scootaloo comes through and tries for the quick cross check, but goes down. Unfortunate for her, because she does like a cold, refreshing beer.
And I think she utilized some prison rules there with that high block.
Lexicate her down now. All right. So we have two previous round winners, Olga and secondhand Smoke. If either of them are able to take out Harmony Killebrews, they will win. Oh, Olga's down!
That's my girl!
Okay. Harmony Killebrews in the dark green. Secondhand Smoke in the light green. Secondhand Smoke has 1 point. Oh!
A little early celebration there.
Stays up.
She stood back up.
Oh, so close! It's gonna turn into a little match fest here. Oh boy. Slows it down. Tries to push her up and does!
Oh,
Your winner and queen of the rink, number 9 of the Garda Belts, Secondhand Smoke. Secondhand Smoke wins 8 cans of Surly beer. Furious and Bender, as well as a Surly Fest 2012 shirt. Congratulations, I know that you're a big fan of beer. Well, you gotta keep one in each hand, and it'll put that around, there you go. That is how you make friends. She's buying at the after party. All right. Thank you so much. Oh, Westmont's out here. What do you got? You got a t-shirt? A t-shirt. Those people want a t-shirt. Those people got a t-shirt. Those people want a t-shirt.
Cheer if you wear t-shirts sometimes. No, none of you guys?
Nice catch. Fantastic. Sign her up for the Twins, ladies and gentlemen. That's great. Congratulations. All right, we are back and better than ever. Right now, the old Capital City RollerGirls lead 81-53 over your Minnesota RollerGirls.
Exceeding 100 miles an hour. Within its center, the temperature is rising to 800 degrees centigrade.
Do you know each other?
This is what
No, this is one of my best fans. This is Little Gold Digger.
Oh, fantastic. She came all the way from Iowa to see you play?
Well, Baby Gold is having her second birthday today. So,
Oh, my.
her birthday party.
Oh no.
is a firestorm.
Hey, sir. But, yeah. You're a fan, though. You're good. All right.
Where'd those curly-haired guys who were trying to beat you up earlier go? I haven't seen them in a while.
You're very fervent about it. You're all right.
Oh, there they are. Oh, all right. There's the curly-haired guy.
There we go.
beat you up.
Wait, it's her second birthday today?
It's her second birthday?
It is her second birthday today? Oh boy, that's fantastic. Fantastic Minnesota RollerGirls scarf. You have an Angry Bird shirt. We don't get any money from that, so we don't care. I'm sorry. If you get Angry Birds, if you get Rovio to sponsor us, then we'll talk. All right, good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here and we are ready for the second half to begin. Old Capital City with a nice lead right now. 30 minutes on the clock. Left for Deadwoods on the line for Old Cap up against Freeze Baby for the Minnesota RollerGirls All-Stars. Here we go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we are off. Oh, Deadwoods was trying to play some defensive jamming there. Ended up letting Freeze Baby through. Freeze Baby takes a bit of a tumble, gets back up again. Oh, Freeze Baby, lead jammer for Minnesota.
Yell nice and loud for Freeze Baby, guys. She's making her way through the pack, scoring points for you.
Freeze Baby getting through, calling it. 2 points for each team there. So really, the differential hasn't changed at all.
No, not much. At all, actually.
All right, Ophelia Fracture up here in the white, black, and red for Old Capital City. Madame de Stompador in the army green and aqua for your Minnesota RollerGirls All-Stars. Thanks to all of you who are watching at home on tv.mnrollergirls.com. Nice move there. Old Capital City lead jammer right there. Oh, a nice move by Madame de Stompador, getting past batter up.
Cheer if you love Doctor Who.
There we go. One more through, 4 points. And 4 points for Madame de Stompador as well. That's 2 jams in a row. The score differential has not changed. Oba Chiva up here, up against Crush Ya Bones for Minnesota and for Old Capital City, respectively.
I'm sexy and I know.
Once again, another Old Capital City lead jam. Minnesota really has to get up on this, picking up lead jammer status from time to time to score some points. Calls it off without any points scored. 0-0, no, whatever you want to call it. Outlaw Jesse Paynes up against the lovely and talented number 28. That's Dorado Robber.
Jessie Paynes is known in Iowa for her chaps.
That's true.
She wears them at every game. They're pretty amazing.
I see them. Outlaw Jesse Paynes way up in the front there, trying to get through that Minnesota wall. Old Capital City doing a great job of isolating Minnesota's jammer, Minnesota's blockers, forcing Minnesota's blockers to let them through. Raider Rockus takes his seat, lead jammer status, Outlaw Jesse Paynes. Raider Robber coming on through.
She's really a tremendous athlete. She does a lot outside of practice.
1 point Old Cap, 0 points Minnesota. Madame de Stompador, she's been doing very, very well for Minnesota here. Up against Ophelia Fracture for Old Cap.
If I stole somebody else's wings to fly up, if I rose up over the
Madame Stompador is quick off the line there. And she is your lead jammer. Put your hands together, Minnesota. That's your girl.
Minnesota's behind by 30 points and really needs to break this up. They have 25 minutes and 27 seconds to do so. Stompy calls it off, feeling discretion being the better part of valor. Oh, and a late hit penalty called on Buzz Tightrear. He's going to take a seat, giving Iowa the blocking advantage.
Overachiever stepping up to the line against Left for Deadwords.
Left for Deadwords cutting around the outside. Kyle on the outside, picking up the lead. Jammer. Bit of a tumble.
Left for Deadwords is picking up another 5 points.
Deadwords makes it through and picks up 5 more points for a grand slam. Points scored on that last pass for Iowa. Ophelia Fracture up against Radle Robber. Minnesota creating a fence right up in front of Ophelia Fracture and Radle Robber. Minnesota with the 1 blocker advantage. Going to try and use that to their advantage. Oh, there we go. Dreidel Robber goes around the outside and picks up lead Jammer right away before she even passes the pivot line. This is exactly what Minnesota needs right now.
She is way in the lead.
Cuts around Animal Mother. Dan calls it off. A quick 4 points. But that's the first time Minnesota has gained this second half. Buzz Tightrear now on the line for Minnesota. Her first jamming appearance tonight up against Crush Your Bones. Buzz Tightrear in her second year with the Minnesota Roller Girls. Before that, she skated for the Mad Rollin' Dolls of Madison, Wisconsin. Oh, and she makes it. Buzz Tightrear, Minnesota! Minnesota trying to hold up Ophelia Fracture in the back of the pack. She makes it up to the front. Minnesota trying to create a front wall. Russia has made it through. Buzz Tightrear cuts through and calls it off. Another 4 points. So Minnesota is trying to chip away at that lead. Old Capital City has beaten the century mark. They're at 102. Minnesota has added 4 points to that last jam. They are up to 67, but a pretty heavy lead here right now by Old Capital City. He has no taste. This gentleman had a note who said that was a nice dress, but my plaid is not so hot. Okay.
I think your plaid is pretty hot.
I'm gonna cry a bit, but I'm gonna be okay.
I think it looks good. That guy doesn't know fashion.
Maybe wanna critique his fashion choices for the night? Alright. That's alright.
Maybe if you had blue hair, I might pay attention to what you were wearing.
We're just happy you're here. Sort of. Sort of happy you're here. All right, Minnesota right up on the line right now. 7-11 Ova Achieva up against Triple Disaster. For those of you watching at home on TV.m and RollerGirls.com, Minnesota, of course, wearing the Army green and aqua versus Old Capital City wearing the white. And Minnesota takes it again. Third lead jam in a row. No! No! That is a track cut penalty. And Iowa is now in the power jam position. So Minnesota switches to full defense. As Old Cap doing a great job of holding back Minnesota's blockers. Minnesota now trying to recycle, trying to build a wall. The Great Wall of St. Paul up at the front. Trying to hold back Triple Disaster. Old Capital City pulling the sausage fest. Lead jam status goes to Triple Disaster. And a track cut penalty on Old Cap taking a seat.
What did you call that? A sausage?
Sausage.
A sausage.
You're
Is that what that's
sausaging.
called?
Yeah, sausage is what happens when you're in the back of the pack and you're kind of like links of a sausage. You're slowing it down
I like
and allowing your jammer to get through.
I heard somebody last weekend say sausaging.
Yep.
Blah 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 blah. And I was very confused, and now that makes sense.
The Minnesota
now.
Roller Girls are against sausage because we think it's slow roller derby and we like fast, hard hitting roller derby. And it looks like we're another player taking the seats. This time Ophelia Fracture for Old Cap. Old Cap now with 2 blockers in the box. Minnesota with a definite advantage out there. All 4 blockers. Old Cap only with 2. Dreidel Robber on the line for the Minnesota Roller Girls All-Stars up against Batter Up. You can tell it's Batter Up because she's wearing pinstripes.
Yep.
Baseball pants.
Every game. She's got a great hat that says "Guns don't kill people, batter kills people."
I've seen that happen. I'm in the witness protection program because of it, but manages to stick it through. Dreidel Robber, lead jammer, Minnesota. Minnesota trying to reform a pack at the front of the pack. There are walls in front of the pack. That allows Dreidel Robber to get through. Grand Slam! 5 big roller derby points for your Minnesota Roller Girls All-Stars. And Batter Up is going to take a seat. Batter Up with a low block penalty. So this is a Minnesota Power Jam. 5 big roller derby points for Dreidel Robber.
Put your hands together if you like points.
I do like points, strangely enough. Dreidel Robber making her move. More points, 4 more points. She didn't pass one player out of bounds. No point for that player pass. Gets knocked up, re-enters, and a track cut. Gonna take a seat. Not happy about that call at all, Dreidel Robber. All right, so what happens now is Batter Up is re-entered into the pack, and Dreidel Robber is gonna serve exactly as many seconds in the box as Batter Up did. And we have a timeout called by Old Capital City. Timeout, OCCRG. Once again, folks, we would love it if you would join us at Camp Bar after the bout, 490 North Robert Street, just north of 7th Street. And Westspot's back out here with the t-shirt cannon. Where are you gonna go this time? Hey! They're calling for it. Oh, all right. Nice edge. Very good.
So who's coming to the after party? Couple
There we
people.
go.
Who? Anybody
There-
over here?
There's booze there,
I'll see you there.
and there's dancing to music on the speakers of a
I like
sound
dancing.
system. There is a light show.
Is it a laser light show?
Yeah. Lasers kill.
Are there pony rides? He wants to know. I don't think there's going to be any pony rides at the after party. Outlaw Jesse Paynes takes the lead jammer.
That's right, Old Capital City still in the power jam position. Oh, a nice hit, but she managed to stay inside and on her feet and gets right through for another grand slam, another 5 big points for Old Cap.
Buzz Tightyear went to the box on that one. I didn't see what for. Outlaw Jesse Paynes picks up another 5 points and calls off the jam. Coming up to the line, we have Ophelia Fracture.
Up against just Messy Jiggler, number 626.
Ophelia Fracture takes the lead. Messy Jiggler still tangled up in the pack on her first pass.
Oh, nice run through. That's another 5 points for Old Capital City, another 5 points for Iowa. Oh, very nice. Cut through the inside. 5 more points for Iowa.
Ophelia Fracture calls off the jam.
0 points on that last pass for both teams. But Minnesota has a jammer back in, and that jammer is Freeze Baby. She's going up against Crush Ya Bones. Minnesota now behind, oh boy, 48 points. 14 minutes, 49 seconds to go. Now, we already had one Minnesota loss tonight. How many people want to see a Minnesota victory? At least one team tonight. Animal Mother's going to take a seat. Old Capital City lead jammer. That's Crush Ya Bones. Followed very closely by Freeze Baby. Going to try and shut it down. Going to try and catch up and force a call.
It can be done. I've seen it turn around from further than this.
Oh, yeah, boy.
That's what's so great about this game is you could be 50, 60, 70 points down and all of a sudden a lead change comes.
That's true. The world record in WFTD play is 44 points by Sandrine Réjean, also known as Francie Pants.
Really?
Playing at last year's championship. She plays for the Denver RollerGirls out of beautiful Denver, Colorado. Lefford Edwards right now. Up against Salvador Brawley. Brawley trying to get around the outside. Does! Takes a tumble, but is your lead jammer. Minnesota now trying to isolate. Brawley has already made it through once, and she can start scoring points on her next pass.
Lefford Edwards going to the box for a track cut.
Yep, so this is a Minnesota Power Jam. Only Minnesota can score points now for the next minute.
This is a greatly needed power jam, so you better be putting your hands together and rooting her on.
5 points, that's a grand slam. Pack is slowing to a crawl.
5.
That's 10 points. Animal Mother back in it. Iowa back up to full blocking strength. Oh, a bit of a tumble. Calls it off, but picks up 3 more points. So a 13-point jam there for Minnesota. Once again, trying to chip away at that lead. Minnesota now up to 94. 130 points for Old Capital City. That would be 36 if I do the math right. 130 minus 94.
Yep.
Can you check my math?
36.
Are there any mathematicians? Is that right? Oh, she's going to do it on her phone. That's great. I fear for the youth of America having to subtract that. I'm old. That's my problem. All right, another lead jammer for Minnesota, 7-11. Overachiever. 850 cc's of Moto Floozy is going to take a seat. Bit of a sacrifice play there. Leopard Edwards has made it through in her initial pass.
However, Leopard Edwards is not your lead jammer.
It calls it off. Will it be in time? No! 5 more points, but 2 points scored by Old Capital City. So a score differential of 3 there. 11 minutes to go in this game. Minnesota at 99, Old Capital City 132. That would be 33 points. Is that right? 33? 6? No.
No, it changed again. You gotta do the math. That's why you gotta get good at doing it.
Does somebody have an abacus or a slide rule that we can give to these kids? You don't have an abacus. Don't even read. You don't have an abacus. Lead jammer, Old Capital City. Will this destroy Minnesota's momentum? We'll see. Dreidel Robbers still having trouble trying to get through.
Manta Ray headed to the naughty box.
And a track cut on Old Capital City. Ophelia Fracture. So this jam can go for up to 2 full minutes now. Dreidel Robber made her initial pass, and now her scoring pass is about to begin. Minnesota making the attack now. Trying to knock players out of the way to allow Dreidel Robber to get through. I'm a goal digger up in front.
Big hit by a few screws loosely there. Push.
5 points, Minnesota. Grand slam, Minnesota. And another Old Cap penalty. Leading players. That would be 10. Another 5 added to the score. 10-point jam so far for Dreidel Robber. Oh! 15! As she gets another grand slam.
The lateral damage did a nice job holding back the competition on that last pass.
But back in and scoring points, Ophelia Fracture. 4 more points for Minnesota there. Oh, a nice hit by Diamond Ruff, taking her out to the inside. She gives the Rock'em Sock'em Robot. Triple disaster on the line for Old Capital City. Madame de Stompador for Minnesota. 118 to 136. Just like that is only 18 points separate these two teams. 136 minus 118 would be 18.
She's done doing math, she says.
Madame de Stompador around the outside easily. Lead jammer, Minnesota. Lead jammer, Madame de Stompidor. Oh, big jammer takedown, Old Capital City. Very nice job.
She came up hot to the back of that pack.
But Madame de Stompidor gets right back up and in the thick of it and scores another 4 points for Minnesota.
She needs all your support, crowd. If she's gonna close this gap, she's gonna need you to yell and hoot and holler louder than that.
One more time.
That's better.
5 big roller derby points for Madame de Stompidor. Chipping away at that Iowa City lead. Wow, nice move there by Freeze Baby. Kicking Triple Disaster to the inside, then allowing Madame de Stompidor to cut through. Stompy getting a little bit of a sandwich action, but makes it through. And that's another 5 points for Minnesota.
And the crowd goes wild.
And it's going to be a power jam for Minnesota as Triple Disaster takes a seat.
Woo.
How many did she get? She got another 5! Woo. And at the buzzer there, 5 more points. Is that enough? Minnesota takes the lead. Wow. 137, 136.
Holy
5
moly.
minutes, 53 seconds remaining in this game. And just like that, Minnesota comes from behind. Can they hold on to this very, very slim lead? They do have about 54 seconds remaining of a power jam situation. Minnesota has the only jammer on the track right now. Lefford Edwards takes a seat, cutting down the blocking capabilities of Old Capital City. Boom! Lead jammer, Minnesota. Lead jammer, 7-11. That's overachiever.
Keep it going with those dance moves you were doing earlier, girls. You're not doing them anymore. You gotta keep the dance going. Get the whole crowd doing it.
1-2 hit there. Outlaw Jesse Payne to batter up. Oh, and a track cut penalty. Track cut. She's gonna take a seat. Shiva's gonna take a seat there.
Not happy about that one.
Triple Disaster was already standing, so she had less than 10 seconds to go in her penalty period. Smokahontas also taking a seat. So how quickly things change. All of a sudden, Old Capital City now in control. Made it through after 1 minute and 17 seconds of this jam. Can now start scoring points. Triple Disaster bringing the back to a standstill. Old Cap trying to clear right on the outside. Oh! Makes it through. Oh! And that would be a low block penalty on Minnesota. 5 points for Old Cap. Low block penalty on Rita Rockus. And calls it off just as Obachi was coming back in, but not before scoring 5 more points. We have a timeout called Timeout Charge to Minnesota. Well, just like that, Minnesota was ahead by 1 point. Right now they are behind by 4. We have 3 minutes, 34 seconds remaining. Probably enough for 2 more jams.
Have you seen any of the new insubordination calls being made yet?
I haven't had the privilege. But Minnesotans and Iowans are just so nice that they would never be insubordinate.
Yeah.
No.
I'm hoping someone kind of gets out of hand so that call gets made.
Remember, folks, between 10 a.m. and noon tomorrow, join us at the Chatterbox Pub, located at Ford Parkway in Cleveland in the Highland neighborhood of St. Paul, for a fantastic all-you-can-eat brunch put on by the Chatterbox. You can meet skaters from both of these teams, Minnesota and Old Capital City. You can chat about tonight. Ophelia Fracture getting up to the front right away, trying to get past those two Minnesota blockers. Does! Bit of a hop, skip, and a jump through. He's knocked down. Re-enters Dreidel Robber.
Dreidel Robber makes it through on her initial pass through the pack. That's your girl. And she gets her 4 points.
And calls it off, but not before Dreidel Robber was able to score 3 points for Minnesota. All right, we are down to 2 minutes, 35 seconds remaining. Madame de Stompador up against Leffert Deadwards. During the week, these guys tweeted each other a lot. They have little Twitter posts back and forth.
Aw, that's cute.
Oh, a nice big hit. Takedown by Old Cap. This is down to the wire. Left for Deadwards, lead jammer, Old Capital City. Old Cap leads by 11. 1 minute, 57 seconds remaining on the period clock. Madame de Stompador has made it through her first initial pass here. Deadwards makes it through, calls it off, picks up 5 points. Okay, folks, we have 1 minute, 16 seconds to go. But what's going to happen now is the only clock that is going to matter is that jam clock. Because the final jam in a game can go for up to 2 full minutes.
So this is the last jam of the night. You might want to stand on your feet, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, Minnesota takes lead jammer status. Ova Achieva grabs it. And it's a jailbreak as Old Cap breaks out 2 of their players. Ova Achieva trying to get through. Calls it. And Minnesota calls a timeout. Oh boy. 0 points for Old Cap. Minnesota's added 156 right now for Old Capital City. Minnesota 143. What is that? That you don't know. You don't know. You're about that age, I think. How old are you? Are you 13? You look about 13. Because that's 13 points. What is this music?
It's Kenny G.
This is not Kenny G.
The late years.
No. This is like the theme song to Too Close for Comfort or something. Some other early 80s sitcom. All right, ladies and gentlemen, your final jammers of the evening for Old Capital City, number 333, left for Deadwards. And for Minnesota, number 1764, Madame de Stompador. Okay, the jam clock has disappeared, but this jam can go for up to 2 full minutes. The clock that matters now is in the hands of this timekeeper at the center of the track. Stompy gets knocked out. Gets pushed back to the back of the pack. Gets a short whip.
Retribution doing a nice job holding back.
Lead jammer, Madame de Stoppador, Minnesota. The period clock has ended, which means this jam is going to go for a full 2 minutes now that Stompy, who is lead jammer, is going to take a seat in the penalty box. Lefford Edwards wanting to score some points now. Minnesota wanting to desperately stop her from scoring a single point. He's already scored at least one. Minnesota now trying desperately to force Lefford Edwards into a cut. Anything that could send her to the box. Oh, nice run through there. Batter up trying to make a hold there, but does not break the Great Wall of St. Paul. Lefford Edwards having a devil of a time trying to get through. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, 2 more points scored by Old Capital City. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen, your winners from Iowa City, Iowa, the Old Capital City RollerGirls. Please be with us down the hall at the Roy Wilkins Auditorium on Saturday, March 2nd, just 2 weeks from tonight, as your Minnesota RollerGirls home teams take each other on. And then on March 23rd, as the Minnesota RollerGirls All-Stars take on Texas. Big high fives, big smiles on the face of Old Capital City, big hugs all around. My God, Aurelio Scarhart, how do you like that?
That was pretty nice. We needed that after last weekend, so I'm pretty happy. I'm sure my girls are happy as well. You guys have been great hosts. Thank you so much for having us.
All right, folks, we would love to see you at Camp Bar. That's 490 North Robert Street, right next to Sawat-D Thai Restaurant. We will see you over there. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for coming out for the 3rd weekend, the 3rd year in a row of the C and Double. Thanks to all you Swarm fans who stuck around. Thanks to you Minnesota RollerGirls who came through. Thanks to the Old Capital City RollerGirls for making the trek up here. Thank each and every one of you. Thank you so much for coming out. Ladies and gentlemen, drive safely.
Thanks to the guy with the mohawk right there.
That guy, yeah, he's cool. He's cool. I dig him. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much, and good night.